What shall I do?
What will you do? Is this a question? Show that you know the poem and remind them what a poem it is. Well, you know what you must do. Go, confront the problem, fight, win, and call me when you get back, darling. I enjoy our visits.
Welcome to the Poetry Dojo,
where we learn to know our poems.
And learn to wield them, to fight and win.
Today we are considering In Flanders Fields by John McCrae.
John McCrae was a Canadian physician that served during the First World War because England called up all of its colonies to that war. And a good friend of his died during 1915, early on in the war. And he wrote, after his friend's death, a funeral dirge, also in poetry called a threnody. And it is short and powerful. It was very much an expression not only of its age, but of its moment. Because in less than 2 years, the poetry that would be being written would have an almost opposite timbre and point. The poems that would follow in the coming years would talk of the sufferings, the horrors of war, the lie of telling that it is sweet to give one's life, sweet and honorable to give one's life for one's country. Dulce et decorum est. But this is 1915 when this is written. The world, particularly Europe, is going to war. Darwinism has been in full swing for 80 years. It has been chewed, swallowed, and digested. And every nation is certain that they are the epitome of mankind. That if they go to war, all others will bend, bow, and fall before them because of their superiority. And the church, it seems, has had no answer. In many respects, it has also swallowed and digested this lie. And it is a bitter reality that brings a horrible price of punishment on what was the most populous continent of the world at that time. We are at the beginning of the war. It is 1915, and that is when McCrae's friend died and when he wrote these words.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row that mark our place. And in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved. And now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. The poppy is a rich image. In the United Kingdom, on their equivalent of Memorial Day, they would wear a poppy. I don't think we have an equivalent in the United States. But there's it is the symbol of remembering those who have fallen in war. It's also the source of opiates. There's an idea of forgetfulness and sleep that's hidden in the flower here.
But the dead will not sleep is the threat. Mm-hmm. The call is to carry on the fight of the war, to rally before the fallen dead, not to be discouraged by the losses, some of which were horrific even by this time, but rather to rise against them and answer the call of the dead to march to war. And revenant-like, there is the threat that they will not sleep if you do not answer that call.
The past will live on, whether or not the recipient of the message accepts it. So the question is, do you want to participate in this, our grand mission, or do you want to be on the wrong side of history?
The strength of this poem is just to go all in with it.
This is a winning poem.
This is a winning poem. It is short, it is powerful, and if delivered with commitment, can very much grab the judges and make them go, wow, okay. I will give you a good score on this poem, lest the dead come and get me.
Please do not haunt me.
Do not haunt me. So commit to the poem. It is short. And so whereas someone with a longer poem would have to be concerned about how to distribute their energy throughout the poem in order to not run out. Here you've got 3 stanzas. And the first 2 are actually almost quiet. Albeit, if you're doing this in a poem and presentation, you're going to have to project so that your words are heard to the end of the room, to the last row of chairs. Nevertheless, for these first 2 stanzas, you do not need to pack as much energy. This is a wistful joy of remembrance of the life of those who now lie dead. And then you reach the last stanza. And that is when, as opposed to thinking about the dead, it is as though the dead call to you. Again, revenant-like. And they offer the torch with a threat if you refuse it. So make that offer. You speak at that moment. You are the speaker for the dead. Embrace it. Deliver it with energy. And that can win the day.
Thank you for tuning in. This has been a DieCast Media Group production. Please recommend us to friends, family, relations, but not your competitors. Feel free to email us with any questions at poetrydojo@diecastmediagroup.com. Tune in next time for another exciting episode and another fine poem.